Hello everybody. We are working with our microbit with the Wukong expansion board. And for our display, I've picked an OLED and organic light emitting diode. One of the reasons I picked the Wukong expansion board is because it has an I squared C, also known as IIC, input port. And so it makes it easy to plug those kind of devices in. The idea with those kind of devices is they only need, I can put multiples on the same channel basically. Now, you have to remember what pins the microbit likes for IIC. It uses pins 19 and 20 for IIC. And if you look on the pins here, 19 and 20 aren't here, but they are here on the black. So even if you didn't have an I squared C input, you could just use anything that connects you to pins 19 and 20. Connecting this is easy. It's got pins, there's sockets, so we need the opposite, right? All right, so we just grab our little thingy here, our set of wires. I want to go this way with it. As always, it matters what color is plugged into what, right? My light brown, my cocoa, is plugged into ground. It's got ground, voltage, SCL, and SDA. SCL is clock, and SDA is serial data. 19 is clock, pin 20 is data. So now I'm going to plug these in here. Now they should be just like that, next to each other in that order. But sometimes people, some boards don't do that. I've never figured out why. And then we double check. Cocoa is ground. Cocoa is ground. Black is power. Black is power. White is 19. Boom. SCL. And 20. Yep, there we go. All right, we're plugged in. Simple needs. Right now we take the microbit over to the computer. And we don't actually need the Wukong extension for coding the OLED, but you're going to want it when you do the OLED in companion with other stuff that's specialized to the Wukong. So I just searched for OLED, and there's a bunch. Some are very device specific. And then these two are the ones we tend to play with just for a generic one. So I'll just grab the first one. And it's going to drop some OLED blocks. Boom. Look at them. We always need to start with initializing. Same thing with like NeoPixels. We got to tell it we got something. Got this external device. And we can show string. We can show number. I have not looked hard enough to figure out the difference between these four. Without new line, without new line. Insert new line, get this nice little blank line in between. Clear the display, important to do. I haven't played with draw loading bar. You can draw lines. You can draw horizontal lines. You can draw vertical lines. You can draw a rectangle. And they can start at any pixel. This OLED is 128 across by 64 pixels down. So you can start at any pixel in there. Now remember, when you do that, pixel 0 is actually the first pixel. Pixel 127 is the last one. 0 to 127, 0 to 63. This OLED is about an inch by inch, 0.96 by 0.96. It is a two color, so the top two lines are yellow and the bottom other ones are, bottom six are blue. This will give us 21 characters across, and it will give us 8 lines of stuff. So let's add some stuff. Always good to clear stuff to begin with, so you don't have rollover from other things. Let's show a string. And I just use the alphabet because we know how many letters are in it. So show string, show the alphabet to see what happens. And hey, let's insert new line, and let's just show the alphabet again. Okay. And then I'm going to do button B, and instead of showing string, I'm going to show number. Again, this is about, displaying data. And the microbit has some data already. You could be displaying a count, like on a button press, or how many times something went through a loop. Whatever you need to show, you show. And I just want to throw in some of those lines. We're gonna just kind of fill this up. I need this first. Let's see, so that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to show that there's 8 lines. Actually, let's not do that. Let's actually do number after number. All right. Come on. Scroll up. All righty. Clear. Okay, so let's download. Boom, boom, boom. Pull off the computer. Get back to the webcam. Plug our microbit in. Turn our thing on. Nothing's displaying yet because I didn't tell it to until I said things. So what you're seeing possibly is what I'm seeing on the computer is like a refresh rate. Live, it looks solid, but there is a refresh rate as we're getting, it's refreshing the screen. But I get pretty much a solid. And again, VWXYZ are on next line, so it's wrapped. So there are 21 characters, just about 21 characters across for this. Right, yep, okay. And then I'm going to press B. And so there you see it's skipping lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's one more line left at the bottom. So there are 8 lines possible in this mode. So there's back with pressing A, 21 characters across 8. So you can put it anywhere. You can draw boxes again. You can draw lines. You can draw diagonal lines with this. Now, as you saw, there were a bunch of different extensions. So I want us to look at a second extension. So let's get this. That's interesting. And let's get that other extension, OLED, this one. All right. And obviously you got, you open it and look, see what's there, right? Initialize, yes, always. We always got to do that. And OnStar's a great place to do that. You can do it anywhere before you need to display stuff. Now the neat thing about this, okay, we can show numbers. We have more control. We can pick the pixels to show the numbers at. Now this is actually the pixel. This Y is the line. And originally it's 8 lines, so it's 0 through 7. So pay attention to that. And there's just show a number. The color doesn't matter so much on this OLED because the first 2 lines are yellow and the other ones are blue. Show string. Draw a rectangle. Again, picking exactly where you want to start. Draw a vertical line. Draw a horizontal line. This does not let you draw a diagonal line. Set a pixel on. The neat thing about this one is zoom. It has a zoom on it because some people find those little numbers tough to read, and what zoom is going to do is going to blow it, double the size of everything. But what that means is instead of 128 by 64, you have a 64 by 32. So you got to remember that. And instead of 8 lines of text, you have 4 lines of text. So that's the important thing to remember. So let us show string. We're going to start at x equals 0, y equals 0 at the top. We're going to show the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And then I'm going to show the temperature, show number. And I'm going to do it at line 3, which is the bottom, because it goes 0, 1, 2, 3. Number. Okay. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing when I press button B, except I'm going to hit zoom false. And something I have forgotten to put in is clear. Clear the screen before anything gets displayed. Because if you don't clear the screen, it's just going to try and display the new stuff on top of the old stuff, basically. So here we go. Does that look good? Yeah, that looks fine. So we can see the difference between what the zoom does here. Okay, back to webcam. Here we go. Plugged in, turn on, and here is A. You notice everything's a bunch bigger. Again, on when live and in person, it just looks solid. On the camera, there you see the refresh rate. You notice we only get partway through M. So basically we have now what is like 12.5 characters across when we zoom. I think that those dots on the third line down are actually the end of Z. Now let's press B to take zoom off. Boom. The thing I find interesting here is this extension gets us almost 26 characters across. The other one only got us 21. So I think that's neat. And you see how 27, the number moved up because that's the third. It's, you know, it's halfway up. So, you know, play with which, you know, with whatever extent. This one gets us a little bit more. Yeah, you've seen the refresh rate. The flicker is the refresh rate, right? You're seeing a little bit more control with this one. That zoom is like really important sometimes when we want to read stuff, read numbers, read text. Like temperature is, temp is, because temperature would not fit in the zoom. Because again, we only have 12.5 characters when we're zoomed. So again, we have two different extensions. This one we can zoom, this one we can't. So see what you need. There is the display we have. Play with it.